loop. So I've wrapped it, I've looped it. I'm going to hold this here, and then if I can't pull that with my gear, get out your multi-tool, grab a hold of it. Whoa! And pull that tight.
What?
Now, good morning, family and friends, brothers and sisters, all my saints and subs. Sergeant OCD here. Sorry I didn't do a video last week. I had VBS, but we're out going to be hiking here shortly. Once again, looking for the Indian pipe mushroom. So last time I wanted to kind of give you the Bible verses that we talked about, where Daniel 9:27, he will confirm a covenant with many for 1/7, which is 7-year period. In the middle of this 7, he will put the end to sacrifice and offering at the temple. He will set up an abomination that causes desolation until the end is decreed, is pour out on him. Now, most people take this verse as the tribulation. So I want to talk to you a little bit about Luke 21:20 through 24, Matthew 24:15, and Mark 13:14. Now, I'm only going to read Luke, but when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies and recognize that her desolation is near, Matthew 24:15 says, therefore, when you see abomination of desolation, which was spoken through Daniel the prophet, standing in the holy place. Now, Thessalonians will say so that he takes a seat in the temple. And Mark, that was 2 Thessalonians 2:4. And Mark 13:14 says, when you see the abomination of desolation standing where he should not be. Okay, so it could be either a person or a statue like before. Regardless, it's during the tribulation and we won't be here. So next week I'm going to go into what what do we need to look for for the tribulation? Where do we need to be? Well, basically at any time from now until it happens, you need to be on guard. You need to have yourself right with God, and follow Jesus. Because if you're not, if you want to take that chance and play Russian roulette with your salvation, with eternity, that's not a good thing to do. So anyway, I am waiting for 1 or 2 more vets, and then we're going to go out hiking. I have got the path. I'm going to stay north, unlike I did last time where I went south. So I'm going to depend on my bearing on my compass. I'm starting in a different place today, but still I'm going to meet up with the same paths that I had before, except for when I went too far southwest. Anyway, God bless you. I'll see you in a bit. All right, so we are deep in the woods, and not just me and my stick, because Scuba Steve's with me, Navy veteran. Wanted to go out on a hike, and that's what it's all about. We're out, we're deep in the woods, and we're looking for mushrooms. And there's a spot probably 50 feet that I found them last year, and I hope I marked it right. So that's where we're gonna go. So come on with us. Make it fast. Feel free to talk if you want. Okay. So Steve is part of our Veteran Suicide Prevention Coalition in Washington County that I tell him about all the medicinal plants, and he's part of the greenhouse mission greenhouse, and he wanted to come and see what I do when I go out in the woods. And we went uphill, we went through everything but sticker bushes. So I tried to avoid those since he showed up in shorts.
Yeah.
But he did have a camelback on him, so I commend him for that. There's not a knife, but I have my backpack, so I've got everything that we need. Not all this audio gets through. Sometimes I have to just fast forward this video, Steve. My golly. Shouldn't be this thick. But it was open areas like this that you find a log, you find chicken of the woods, and then you find ghost mushrooms. So I'm gonna pause for now because I gotta figure out where I am. All right, just like everybody else, Steve asked, why do you carry so much stuff? And I tell him it's for you. So we're gonna do a little bit of bag drag. We're gonna start with the pouches on the outside, lighter with duct tape. Duct tape I can start on fire and it'll keep my flame going so I can get some kindling on there. Nothing in there. And then I've got a emergency blanket and another emergency blanket. This one came out of the package. It used to be on my bandolier. Flashlight, multi-tool, pocket knife, and yes, it's serrated. I don't care if you people like it or not. Pencil, pen, Write in the Rain notebook, wire, signaling mirror, untouched, forcep in case I need to pinch something, and I actually have a Write in the Rain pencil in here, little pen, and they're small. So that's kind of like an accessory pouch for me. And then on this side it's kind of a fire kit where I have chapstick, I have hand sanitizer, and then some kindling. I've got cotton soaked in, we got going here, soaked in petroleum jelly, bottle of alcohol, another bottle of alcohol, water, and then I've got some waterproof matches in here. So this basically is every contingency that could happen. There's a lighter in here, and there is more cotton swabs or cotton balls in here.
So Fred, so when you said, what's the alcohol for? Like, what do you use?
Oh, I'm going to get to that. I have a little alcohol stove in here. I also have an auger in case we have to drill into a tree and get some, you know, maple syrup out of it or whatever. I have 3 canisters. I have them taped in case they do shatter. I don't get glass everywhere. Maps and a small compass, a flat compass, and then some books. I have a quick ridge line, and it's already got toggles on it, and I'll show you that one day. Bundles of cordage, pair of socks. Here I've got a tarp and a emergency sleeping bag. tent stakes, a cotton shirt, and an emergency tarp. My cotton shirt has tape around it because I had it taped on my bandolier trash bags. So all this, I could actually set up a camp and signal. I use the orange shirt to signal, along with a fire in case we get lost in here. Here's just one of those emergency 8x10 tarps. It's reflective on one side, so I can have that reflective out or reflect the heat back in from a fire. So going on, I have a camo hat. And then Steve was asking what this alcohol was for. So in my previous video, I built an alcohol stove.
Okay.
So what this is a piece of insulation from a fireplace that you would insulate the door.
Okay.
And then it's got a fine screen in there. And I pour the alcohol in there. And I bought this at a surplus store. And it's a little mini camping stove.
Okay.
So all I got to do is put that in there, and then I can put something on top, and I can cook off of this. So what do I have to cook with, you should ask? Because plastic will melt, right? So always carry a steel container, single wall metal container. Now this is filled with water, 32 ounces. And what comes with it, it's got this mesh bag so I don't get crap all over my bag, and it's got a nesting cup that comes with it, and this nesting cup has holes in it, so I can use this piece to actually pick it up or hold it as a pot. So that's a pretty cool feature. I got that off of Amazon. It was more than I wanted to pay. It was like almost $40. But it's also got a lid with it too, and that all goes together in this mesh bag. And it also came with a spork. But what else do I got in here? I've got another, and I also keep this in one of the MTAC bags so I don't get it all over my backpack. I've also got another Stanley. This is like one of those Walmart things. It's a Stanley cup, and then they sell the nesting cup. They don't tell you it goes with it, but they sell it with it. And then I can use this for a little oven, like bake something or make some coffee. But I carry all this stuff in case we have to set up a camp somewhere and signal so we can get out of the woods. But we're not lost. The rest of the stuff I have on the outside is like bug repellent and, you know, wet wipes for going to the bathroom. Because there's nothing like having to go number 2 and not having anything to wipe with, and then grabbing poison ivy, and then you're gonna have issues. But yeah, that's why I carry all this stuff. And this pouch is all first aid. I've got a tourniquet here, quick dressing, Narcan, in case I run into anybody. Of course, you know, the cutting I have is a knife that also doubles as a saw. So I'm pretty much prepared for any contingency. What do you think, Steve?
It's good. I'm trying to get to that.
You will, buddy. So we made it out, didn't find any mushrooms. So where do you want this hand? So I'm gonna wrap his walking stick with cordage, but show you guys how to do it too. And you know me, I don't cut cordage, I burn it for the next time.
Yeah, I was wondering why the ends of it looked black.
Yep.
I didn't realize that's what was happening.
This is why.
And what's the point of you of you doing it, of burning it instead of cutting it?
Because it won't fray.
Okay.
Just don't touch it. Not yet. So that's where you want your hand?
Yep.
Okay. So let me mark this a little bit. Let me see that knife. Oh, I got one right here. Okay.
So like, can we talk about why you use the walking stick? I mean, I understood it, why the need for it afterwards, like when you cut this one for me in there. Like, I understood the need for it more, but like, what gave you the idea of like to have one? Did you see someone else do it, or is it like
me being older and having bad ankles, my balance is not so good, so instead of bringing a cane in there, I'm going to use a walking stick. So I'm just going to kind of loop this around, have my tail in there, and have a loop down here, and I'm just going to start wrapping here, wrapping over. And it doesn't matter where this end sits, but I'm just gonna kind of get it.
And what gave you the idea to add on this to it?
Because so like the walking stick can give me after a while it'll give me some kindling if I need to start a fire. Plus this gives me 15 feet of cordage in case I need it. So that's why I have a knife on my other one. So it's got a knife with a ferrocerium rod. Let me just let it go. So it's so I don't have to carry extra cordage in my bag, even though I will, because I'm OCD.
Right.
You still see, but actually I should just be doing it up here. There's less stick up here. So the reason I do this is, one, it gives me a nice comfortable handle. I know exactly where it is every time, where I need to grab.
Right.
I know which end. I could feel it in the dark if I had to. And then it gives me that, like I said, a 15 foot of cordage.
Right.
In case I need it.
I like the naturalness of it, instead of buying one from a store or thrift store or REI or Amazon or whatever. I like the naturalness of it.
Handmade's always better, you know. So this stick I cut down on, it's a pawpaw. So it's gonna last, at least a couple years.
Good.
But me showing you this and you doing it a couple of times, it'll show somebody else, and this skill will not get lost.
Absolutely. I'm gonna pass it on to my kids.
Oh, there you go, definitely. And if you want a smaller trail or a lighter trail, we can take your kids on those too.
And you keep yours in your car all the time, right? Like
all summer long. I've got my field pack and my hiking bag in my car all the time. And I change it out for a winter kit in the winter.
Okay.
So when I get to the end, can't get it around. I'm going to pull it through this loop. So I've wrapped it, I've looped it. I'm going to hold this here, and then if I can't pull that, I'll get my gear out your multi-tool. Grab a hold of it.
Whoa.
And pull that tight.
What?
Now, let me move this around a little bit. You want to try to pull this as much into it as possible.
Holy smokes, dude. That is so cool.
Okay, so I could either cut that off, burn it off, or leave it. I am going to burn this off because I kind of messed it up a little bit. Keep it away from the wind.
That's so cool.
So I never get rid of these. And don't touch that for a little bit. But I never get rid of these because I'll use them for fire starting.
Okay.
And that will go in this bucket. I got a little gut bucket here. But yeah, so the next time I use this, it's already, it won't fray sitting in my bag, or in this case in my car.
Yeah, man. I saw the black spot on it, and I was like, I didn't realize that's what you did, or the reason why.
Yeah, I mean, the military's been using paracord for many, many years. Anyway, Steve.
Man, thank you.
Nice to hike with you.
I know, man.
Steve's going to be joining us more, and I'm going to say God bless you. Take care. Keep your head on a swivel. Stock up on food, water, gasoline, and I'll catch you all on the flip side.